And we're recording. Hi, welcome to the Taco Podcast. I'm Will.
I'm Crystal.
We'd like to welcome you today. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a short episode today, and we're going to talk about, some of the struggles that we've gone through, mainly Crystal, and trying to find a job in long-term employment, not just employment that is not temporary or seasonal. Now, how you would say that during since you last left your last employer, would you say that you filled out a couple dozen applications, a couple hundred applications, hundreds of applications, and for those hundreds of applications that have for positions that have been open, would you say that you were qualified for those positions?
Mm-hmm.
So it's been like we've seen this. I know this is playing out all over the world. It's not just here, but we keep on hearing stories over and over again in the news about jobs that are open and people don't want them, but yet in this case with us, Crystal's applied for hundreds of jobs that are open, and she keeps on getting the same basic reply in the research field that they've lost funding. But she finally has found a job, and you take it away. Tell us about the research position that you found.
Oh yeah, so I'll be working a short-term research position for the next month, a little over a month, while this research project wraps up. It's going to be pretty exciting because I've worked research before in like a peripheral capacity, assisting other laboratories and stuff like that. So it's going to be fun being on the ground for a research project.
Is there a reason why it's only like a short term? Are you coming in replacing
because
someone?
They lost funding.
They lost funding. Surprise.
Yeah.
So it would be a much longer project, but they lost funding. But maybe they'll get funding back within the next month and a half or so.
Well, and so I'll be working with one other person, and if things work out, we will be able to get a lot of the participants in and out. Yeah. So I mean, hopefully.
Well, that's good. I mean, but it's really difficult to find long-term, stable employment that is not seasonal or short-term right now. And you're not the only one out there who is struggling with these issues right now. I've seen countless stories online about people who not necessarily in the research field, but they're in there's all these jobs that are listed, but yet they're not being filled because they're actually not hiring.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that too. There was a hospital that shall remain nameless that I had applied for a couple of positions that they had listed, and I got rejection letters saying that I wasn't qualified, and I was like, well, I'm pretty sure my resume says I am, but whatever. But those positions, they never hired anyone for. Those job listings just stayed on. It's been months. Those job listings are still up. So it makes me a little suspicious because I've heard from other people too that there are other agencies, not just in healthcare, but across the board that are doing something similar. They've got job openings listed, but they're not hiring anybody for these positions. They're either just not responding to people's inquiries. They're telling them they weren't selected, but yet these job entry, and they'll say urgently hiring, but these job entries stay up for months at a time, and they're never filled.
A friend of mine applied for a position as a radiological and chemical something like that, like in the field of like testing, doing the laboratory testings like that. The job has been available for 2.5 years, and 2.5 years they've never filled the position. And everybody else who works in that same field, who works in the same company, has to work overtime because they're a man short, but they haven't filled the position. And like, you haven't found a qualified applicant in 2.5 years. And it basically HR has said, well, we'll be losing money because we have to pay them benefits and everything else, but we can just make you, work yourself to death. I don't know what the real reason it is, but that's what they're figuring, it is. So they don't think that they want to hire anybody. So, and there's other fields out there. I know people who, are in the trucking industry. and they're constantly seeing, positions within the companies that they work for that are hiring, and yet they're not finding anyone qualified because either the wages or the benefits are so low compared to where they were 5 years ago. They're not the same, or they're not competitive wages anymore. But they'll have that position open. Say, hey, how would you like to earn a lot less than you could have 5 years ago or 3 years ago? Nobody wants that deal.
Yeah, no, nobody wants that deal.
But she finally found at least a temporary job. It's better than where we had been. So maybe it'll work out. Maybe they'll get funding. Maybe this will extend, or you can use it as a stepping onto something else within that same
well,
field.
if they have anything else going on, I've enjoyed them so far. Who knows what'll be in another month, but I've enjoyed working for this crew. In the short time that I've been with them. So if they've got other positions available, I will definitely keep an eye out.
And there's other positions also, that you've applied for that, maybe hopefully one of those will work out. And
some of these things, I applied for government jobs 6 months ago, and I'm just now getting follow-up emails. Hey, do you got a copy of your certification you can send us? I do, but do you still want it? It's been 6 months.
Yeah. Well, that sometimes the government moves really, really slow. So, yeah, I know. A lot of people are still trying to, find some resemblance of normalcy, especially after, the last 2.5 years of the COVID closures and shutdowns, and trying to find work and get back on their feet. It's really difficult. And my heart goes out to them, because I know where we've been for the last year, and it's been hard. So hopefully it'll turn around soon here.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the update for where Crystal is, in her search for long-term stable employment. Hopefully it works out. Any other last words of encouragement for anybody else out there who maybe?
If you haven't put your starts out yet, do it now. It's first day of spring. Get your starts in the ground. Or not in the ground, in the pots. If you haven't done it already, put your starts in.
What?
Also, we have kittens.
How is that? Plant the seeds for future employment, or you're talking about real plants?
Yeah, real plants. Put your real plants down.
I asked you if you had any tips or words of encouragement for somebody else who might be out there looking for employment. And
it's going to take forever to get it. Start your garden now. Start your garden now.
Start your garden now, because you kind of have to eat.
Yeah.
So
we have kittens. We have 3 kittens. One of the cats that just decided to show up and ask for food apparently was pregnant, and she had her babies in our linen closet because cats are rude and they have no sense of propriety. Anyways, we've successfully gotten the kittens moved, got the mama settled, and we have 3 adorable little kittens. And I will send pictures of the beans to Will to do something with.
Beans?
Yeah, the beans. The baby beans.
They're beans?
Yeah, they're beans.
I thought you had kittens.
Yeah.
Why do you call them beans?
Because they look like little tiny colorful yellow kidney beans. They're very cute.
Okay. I can't post. We don't have a community tab.
It'll be on the community tab for 411 now.
No, it won't.
It will.
No, it won't.
I am telling you right now that I am going
She'll put them on her community tab that she doesn't have.
I am going to send pictures of the beans to Will, and if you want to see them, tell him to put them on the community tab for 411 now. Tell him, email Will, tell him you want to see the beans. Also, trivia is tonight. If he's putting this video up tonight, if not, trivia was yesterday or 2 days ago. Just insert however many days post trivia. So if he's putting this up today, trivia is tonight. So be sure to go into the chat in trivia and tell him you want to see the beans.
You're such a nice person. Thank you.
Love you. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.